Yeah, looks like we're live on YouTube. I am testing out StreamYard. I guess it's streaming for podcasting. And yeah, let's see how this goes. So, if you guys don't know, we are a new podcast. We go by the name of Keep It 100 Podcast. We're on Instagram. Our Instagram is Keep.it100 Podcast. Facebook is Keep It 100 Podcast Show. YouTube is Keep It 100 Podcast. Excuse me, and YouTube is Keep It 100 Podcast with JR and Terrell, which is what I'm streaming on right now, I believe. And I'm trying to test this and see how this goes actually. All of our podcasts right now are on Instagram Live, but however, Instagram Live had this issue where you can't do live Instagram lives anymore. You can do it, but for us, like when we do Instagram live, after it ends, we're not able to upload it. So we kind of have to just put it on IGTV. So we're trying to figure out a way around that situation currently. So currently we just do the Instagram lives, save the videos, and upload them to IGTV, which is a longer video format for Instagram, and then we post it on Facebook, and then we just advertise like everyone that we work with. I see I have a viewer, but I'm not really familiar with how YouTube channels work yet. So I'm currently still trying to figure that part of it out. But again, if you don't follow us, feel free. On Instagram is keep it dot 100 podcast. Keep dot it 100 podcast. Facebook is Keep It 100 Podcast Show. And those are the main two platforms we have. And also, I forgot we do audio podcasts too. So we're on a bunch of audio podcast streams. Main one being Spotify. So you can find us on there too. We've done over 45 podcasts in 41 days, something like that. And most of that is on our Facebook and our Instagram pages. We have some videos on this YouTube channel, but we've been so busy we haven't been able to like kind of play around with it. So yeah, so if you're viewing this page for the first time, like we haven't been using it like we should. We just want something that allows us to talk to people more than an hour. Instagram only allows you 60 minutes, then it cuts off and it gives you like a 2-minute warning or whatever. So that's the issue with that. Facebook Live, we run into the problem where we can only go live from a personal page and not our business page, which is why I am using, I believe this is called StreamYard, which allows you to stream to everything except Instagram. I don't see anything for Instagram. I see Facebook, I see YouTube, I see Steam, I guess a Facebook group. I didn't even know you can stream to LinkedIn. They allow you to stream to that as well. I'm pretty sure there's some others in there. Apparently, on this platform, you can share your screen. Apparently, you can interview two people at one time, which is awesome for me because we also have an online dating series where we get the negatives and positives of online dating from people that we interview. And it's kind of cool because I want to interview an interviewee that we had. She came on our podcast and explained how her and her boyfriend met. So I kind of just want to interview both of them at the same time, see if the answers are different or they're consistent or not. So look out for that one. But again, I'm still new to all this stuff. Like I come from IT background, so I don't really know a lot about podcasting, but I think I learned a bunch of information from doing it for like a month, from like meeting people to getting them on a podcast to learning everything about them before the podcast. So most of our podcasts they're not pre-recorded; they're kind of just raw and live. We kind of just talk to people and get their insight, share the story. They're musicians. We allow them to perform some bars on our podcast as well. You can find most of that on our Facebook, which is Keep It 100 Podcast Show, and our Instagram is Keep It 100 Podcast. Yeah, kind of getting used to this. Kind of cool to not just hold my phone in my hand while I'm doing podcasts. Kind of dope to do it from my computer. Have this little setup that I bought recently, so that's pretty cool too. And excuse the white background. I don't really got a backdrop yet. Still trying to figure out a little about this software and what it's about. I know there's a comment section, and I know you can invite people directly from the app, but I haven't had a podcast with anyone on this app yet. So I kind of just want to do a test to make sure they understand how it goes. But it is probably a little easier than on Instagram Lives. We find that some people don't know how to use Instagram Lives, even though have been using social media forever. So that part is kind of interesting in itself. But yeah, again, I'm new to this like talking to people situation. Like I come from IT background where I just go in and fix computers, fix websites, and then be done. This is kind of different where I just talk to people and learn about their lives, learn about their businesses, see what they're up to during the coronavirus situation, which is different because everyone's doing Instagram lives, Facebook lives, video chatting. Like literally everyone in the world is doing that right now. So that's why you see like a lot of people coming out with podcasting. But I personally always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. But I guess I'm on the right track. Just trying to find the best software to use to utilize like all the tools I want to use during this podcasting situation. So hopefully it gets better. But yeah, this is what I got. I'm using StreamYard, which allows you to share a screen. It allows you to split your screen if you're interviewing the individual, so it's been split where you can see both people. And you can also interview two people at once, which is kind of dope, depending on the topic that you're using. It allows you to input your logo in the right-hand corner, put your topic of discussions at the bottom. As you can see, I wrote testing for YouTube channel for our podcast. So I plan to test this on every platform that we're using. Facebook Live, I'm going to do next, but I don't even know if I can do it on Instagram because I don't see an option to use StreamYard on our Instagram page. I don't know. Maybe it's like I think that software is called OBS because used for streaming too, and I didn't think that could work with Instagram, but it does. You just have to do like a lot of dragging and dropping different files and folders, editing binary code in the registry. If you're familiar with that, that's usually how that works. It's just like 10 minutes of work, but it's 10 minutes of you consistently like dragging and dropping folders to Windows. Um, yeah, I like this on YouTube so far. I just don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to stretch my image to cover the black on both ends of the video. It looks like it's halfway. So I just want to like learn how to stretch the image to be full screen. I also need a backdrop, which is what I was told by someone that uses this. It makes what that does is allows you to put your logo as as your background. I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear my rap music in the background. This mic that I have picks up literally everything that's going on around me. So excuse me if you're able to hear my my playlist or my rap music that was going on in the background. So yeah. But yeah. When someone comments on this, I want to know what's the impression of this software being streamed to YouTube, because it looks like the video is kind of, well, how it looks is like when you upload a video from a mobile device to like YouTube, like the ends are like cut off. So I'm trying to figure out like the whole situation with that. But yeah, but apparently this works streaming to YouTube, and I don't have a I don't have a time limit on this apparently. So that part is cool, but I kind of just want to podcast with someone to test it out and see how it works. But again, yeah, this is just me testing it out, seeing what's what, and yeah, I don't know. Follow us on Facebook, Keep It 100 Podcast Show. Instagram is keep.it100 podcast. But yeah, I'm about to end this video. But